Hi everybody, Kevin, Cobalt Glass and Custom Works here. Today we're going to make some paws here. We're going to full fuse these. We're going to add some frit. I've been asked to try some with polar Vortex and just clear. This is the Creative Paradise, the LF245 8 Paw Mold. And each one of these holds 13 grams. We've got it sprayed with Zyp. I just wanted to show you kind of how I did this here. I had some scrap pieces of the polar Vortex and just nipped them all into here. It's going to look for kind of a heavier Mosiac look, and then we add lots of clear. And what that does is it kind of, when the clear melts, as well as the polar Vortex, it kind of seems to suspend some of the pieces in there, so it looks like they're floating. So that's what we do there. We turn on our scale, and we have this little cup here for measuring, and we're going with grams. So we're going to zero this out. It weighs 2 grams, so we're now at 0 once we zeroed it out. Make sure that you're always wearing safety glasses when you're breaking glass, cutting glass. Just get in the habit of putting them on all the time. Gloves if you're handling big pieces and if you're not comfortable. As well as when you're using powders and the kiln paper and stuff. Always wear a mask because you don't want to be breathing that stuff in. So we're going to actually just put 13 grams in here. Well, not 13 grams. Bigger pieces, it doesn't take much. And then we're going to go around and we'll load up each one. And you want to place things around a little bit or whatever suits your fancy. We'll just keep going around. We'll load all of these up. $14, $13, and the bottom of the mold is actually going to be the visible side, like the actual paw part itself, the pad. So if you want a little more details and stuff like that, add whatever. I sometimes will put in some cat paw merini, and it's by Christy at Glassworks Northwest. She has an Etsy shop. She makes beautiful stuff. So in each of the pads, I'll put, once in a while, I'll put one of her little pieces in there, and it kind of fuses out pretty neat. I use a Boron Nitride by Zyp for the molds. I just kind of want to be careful that you don't scratch too much when you're using fine frit and stuff like that. Usually use a paintbrush, paint it in. Helps sweeps it into the thing. But you don't want to push too hard, because then you get the Zyp coating going inside as well. And depending on what you want to do, you might want to have more blue, more clear, 50-50, whatever. And if you're a gram over or a few grams over, it doesn't really matter. Today, believe it or not, they fuse down quite a bit. So you just don't want to have too much sticking out the top so that it's not flowing over. So there, that's all loaded up. That's going to go in for a full fuse. My kiln, I run it at 1430, and it's about 11 hours and 47 minutes approximately. But it's so hot in the shop here, I'll probably wait for a day or two. But this is what they come out like. So this is with lots more clear in there. Kind of gives it the illusion that stuff's floating in there. And it's just endless. And you can do big frit, smaller frit. This will be more of a coarse frit versus the Mosiac. And this is more Mosiac, lots of opals in there. And then the paw, these are the little paws I was saying about in the pads there. So, and they fuse out kind of neat. So on the bottom side here has a little bit of a texture to it, just from the bottom of the mold. But yeah, once they fuse down pretty thin. So don't be shy of adding, you know, if you add an extra gram or two, it'll be fine. But just try and keep it in and away from the edge, kind of mound up in the center, because you don't want it to flow out by any chance. So hope that helps. Stay tuned. I'll post a picture later on in another video when they come out. Like I say, it's so hot here right now, I don't want to fire up the kiln. Thanks again for liking and subscribing. Keep it up, and we'll talk to you soon. All right, here we are back next day. These are the Polar Vortex Paws with the clear. Like I had mentioned, you can add more frit, because you can see how they shrunk down quite a bit. Some of them had a couple grams more, but yeah, you can always add more. They settle in that mold quite a bit. So it's just as long as you don't have too much built up on top, then you'll be okay. So I got a piece of cardboard here. See if I can do this one-handed. Put this over and dump these out. There we go. And you can see the underside of them. You can see how they still have a little bit of zip on them, but they have a little slight texture to them. But that's the Polar Vortex and the clear. It looks like the Polar Vortex actually kind of settled a little more to the back, because it's really dark on the back. But I think they look pretty cool. So always something to try. Don't be scared. Try lots of different things there with your colors and whatnot. So hope this helps. Please like and subscribe, and thank you everybody who has liked and subscribed. I appreciate it, and have a great day.